Hello! In today's video, I'll be showing you how to use Fusion 360 for intermediate people. This video is part 2 of a 2-video series. In this video, I'll be showing you how to use utilities to save you time and also help you measure. Alrighty, let's get into this. Here I have already got an example for what we're going to do. We are going to do keybinds. These can be useful for literally just saving time while building. It helps quite a lot. They are handy shortcut keys. The first keybind that I'm going to show you is appearance. I'll press A and then this appearance tab shows up. Here you can search for colors. For example, I'm going to go white. And then in here you can find a bunch of colors. I'm going to choose ABS white. I'm going to hold drag and plop it onto one of these. You can see here that it turned white. Another useful thing might be when you want to project something. I'll show you what this does. You press P for project, and then you can select the things that you want to project. What this does is it projects the items onto your sketch. So, now we can see here that we have these 4 dots on this square, but because this is a circle, we only have an outline. Now, after that, for viewing, what we can do is we can hold middle click to pan and hold shift middle click so that we can orbit it around and also choose exactly where we want to center our viewpoint. Middle click is the scroll wheel when you push down on the scroll wheel. You do not roll the scroll wheel. The use of appearance is to make your model look prettier or to color code parts. The next thing I'm going to show you how to use is measurement. This can be useful when you're figuring out difficult points to actually measure using a sketch. Now, first what we're going to do is we're going to go over to inspect, and in here we can press measure. Now, to start off, I'm going to measure something easy. Let's say I wanted to measure this point to this point. What we do is we select there, and then we get the exact distance. That's 9 millimeters. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reopen it, and now let's try that again, except with something that's a bit harder to measure. Let's measure the distance between this circle and this circle. But one problem is, how do we get it to know exactly where the closest point or farthest point of the circle is? Well, it automatically does that. If I just click the 2 inner circles, then we get a distance of 28.8 and also 24.4. 28.8 is from the center, the 24.2 is from the inner edge of the circles. If the measurement tool isn't working for what you want, another thing that you can do is you can manually measure it by going into a sketch. I'll zoom out and find a sketch. Now, in here what we can do is we can select the line tool. From here we can measure a specific point that we want. I'm going to select it right there, and then right there. I don't click, but I can see that it's 20.720. That is how you manually measure points. In case you're wondering, this is my new altimeter sled for an upcoming rocket that I will be making a video on. Now I'm going to show you a clever trick. If we go into our sketch here, let's say that we want to find the center. What do we do? Instead of choosing a line and then going 12.5 divided by 2 and then repeating that for 50 divided by 2 to the right, instead what we do is we just select line and then get the 2 corners and then get the other two corners. From here we can figure out the exact center. It shows a triangle when it's centered. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do split body. I'll show you what this does and what it means. I have this nose cone right here. If I enable analysis, we can see the insides. Now, let's say that I want the shoulder to be split from the actual head of the nose cone. What do we do now? First, I'll choose offset plane and choose the floor plane. Now, because the shoulder is under the 0, 0 point, what we can do is we can choose split body and modify. Now, we can show the origin and then choose our body that we want to split. Now the splitting tool is where do you want to split it? I want to split it there. Now when I press OK, you can see it has created another body. We've got body 3 here and body 1 there. That is how you split the body. Splitting the body is useful if you want to print a specific part rather than your entire design. Another reason that you would want to use this is so that you can fit large parts into a printer bed. Now, if we go back into appearance, and this time I'll search for red, what we can do is we can color one body, and then I'll make green. Boom. Now we can color it differently. Now I'm going to show you how to insert an image onto a build. This is useful if you want to copy a specific angle from an image. Here we have a perfect de Laval nozzle. This is the optimal rocket engine shape of the nozzle. I'm going to show you how to replicate it. First of all, I'm going to close this and just open a new one. Now, the first thing that we're going to need is we're going to actually need the image that we want. I just went on to Google and saved an image. Now, to insert it, what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to insert, and in here you can find canvas. Now, you press insert from my computer and find the image that you want. I have selected what I want and pressed open. Now we choose the face that we want it to be on. I'll choose this face. Now if I drag it up, we can see our image here. I'll rotate it, and then we can scale the X and Y. To get this accurate, you can draw a line under it and manually measure it, and then you can get one side accurate. Now, I'm going to drag this down. Make sure that you keep the X and Y scale the same. Now that we've gotten our image ready, what we can do is we can change the opacity here. I usually like to keep it at around 45. And then I'll make it selectable. Now, I'm going to go into a sketch and select the same plane. Now, if we press line, we can select there, and we can find that it's 7.5 millimeters. This is quite small, but you can remember that you can scale it up. Now we're going to mirror a line from our image to make it so that we can revolve. I'll select Fit Point Spline up here in the Create menu. Now, you can just generally select a rough area and then you can make it however accurate you want. This depends on how many points you actually place. I'm going to place a few points along the line of this image. Okay, I've done it, and so now we're going to press tick. I haven't done this accurately, however, you'd want it to be very precise. You can drag the points here to make the angle more accurate. You can see here that we can change the accuracy of the line. I'll make it something like that. Now that we've done that, we need a center line. I'll select line, go from the center, and then I'll get 20 millimeters, make sure that it's 90 degrees, and there we are. Now after that, to make it actually selectable, what we need to do is we need to select that, go 0 degrees, then select there. Now press line and go up here. There we are. Now we just press finish sketch. We can hide the canvas and we can see that we've got our shape here. We select revolve and then choose the axis. Now we have our shape. I'm just going to quickly shell this. Now we've got our de-lavelle nozzle. This isn't too accurate, however you can spend the time at making it lots more accurate. This can be useful if you want to trace the shape of a nose cone or things like that. Okay, now what I'm going to show you how to use is the move function. You can find it in Modify up here. Now these objects that I have made, I made them a bit ago while messing around. The move tool is used for moving objects in your project. You can also move things in your sketch. Now, to move it, we can select the move object. We have a few options like components, bodies, faces, and sketch objects. Now, here you can drag the arrows that you want to move it. Now that we've done that, I'm going to show you how to move something in a sketch. I'll select this sketch, and then we can select what we want. I'll select this main circle here. From here, we can go into Modify, and then choose Move/Copy. Now we can move this left and right. However, sometimes if this circle is linked with other things, it could break it, so you do need to be careful and make sure that you do check. You can also create a copy. Now I've created a copy of this circle. Keep in mind that you can also move up and also sideways. Now, if you want to move it on an angle, what you can do is you can just rotate the part and then you can move it in the direction that you want. I find that I use the move tool lots while designing in rocketry. This is because I get feedback from the build phase. Now what I'm going to show you how to do is how to change the actual physical material. Here I have this plane that I made with one of my friends. It uses a combination of carbon fiber and things that we had to print made of PETG and PLA. Here we can see that I have colored it and made it look a lot prettier. Now, keep in mind, while changing the color, it does not change the actual material. However, this only affects when you try and find things like the center of gravity and the mass. Now, what you have to do is you have to go into Modify, and then from here, we have a checkerboard icon, and that's physical material. If we press that, we can change it here. Now, let's see if we can find something that we want. I'm going to press metal and go aluminium. We can change it there. Of course, I won't actually be using aluminium, however, this is just to show that you can change it. You can also see that the CG indicator has moved forward drastically because I changed it to aluminium. You can also see that the nose cone color has not changed. Be sure to check that you have changed your physical material if you want to see the weight. In Inspect, you can see center of mass here. In rocketry or aeronautics, finding the center of gravity and mass is essential while building. Thank you for watching this video. If anything has helped you, then please leave a comment. Also consider liking and subscribing. It would help me out a lot. See you in the next video.